fail fast, fail often, fail better, fail closer every time until you succeed. That's it.
LawFlip, objection, Your Honor. Turn the game upside down. LawFlip, objection, Your Honor. Turn the game upside down.
Welcome everybody to LawFlip. It's a conversation about law, life, tech, life improvement, self-improvement. I'm Benjy Smith with Pavel Ferreri.
There you go.
So it's March, and I think people are letting their New Year's resolutions sort of fade away.
Listen up a little bit.
So I thought I would bring in somebody who's extremely motivational to me, always has been since the day that I met him, Pavel. So, humble beginnings from Mexico. Now, the worldwide strategy and sales leader of IBM Public Cloud Kubernetes and developer services at IBM Corporation. The job is so big you can't even pronounce a portion of it.
Just a long title, just a long title.
So Pavel's gonna give us tips on life, happiness, and pretty much everything else between. Please email, Slack, text your friends. They need to be inspired by the man Pavel. Share the episode. Let's flip the game upside down. Pavel, I am so excited to have you. You're one of the most inspiring people to me. I love talking to you. I get so much out of our conversations. We've had 3-4 hour conversations in parking lots.
Yes, I remember that.
Till like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's weird. Let's let everybody into why we have these long conversations. So, you grew up in Mexico. And one of the parts of your story is that you were a TV host, a live TV host in Mexico. What was going on there?
Yeah, it was really cool and fun. I was just 17 years old, and for random things in life, I got the opportunity to do some kind of print modeling when I was very young, and that led to going to a couple castings. And out of the sudden, I was,
a TV host.
Yeah, I had a TV. It was live.
And what were you doing? What was the TV?
It was a very small space. It was national television in Mexico, 9 p.m. So it was prime time. I had 5 minutes live.
Wow.
And that lasted for about 5 years, from like 18 to like 23.
Okay, so then you realized that TV wasn't going to be your future. And then what? You started your own business, right?
Yes, I started my own business. So I finished college and I wanted to go and apply what I learned. And I studied communication and went and started an advertising business. I persuaded some of my classmates and made them work with me. And I ran that business for 5 years. It was good. It was a successful business. I turned my home into an office. And I just went to the streets and I used the yellow pages to look for clients. Old fashioned.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, then at some point you decide you want to move to the States and get your MBA. Why'd you want to do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I dealt with all the frustrations and problems of starting a small business, right? Where people come in late and things don't happen the way you want.
Absolutely.
And you end up, growing the business, working more, but not making more money, right? Series of things. So we really wanted to learn the American way, right? And the right way of doing business. And I thought it would be a great experience for me to come here to the US and study an MBA.
And what was the process of getting getting from Mexico to getting an MBA in America?
Yeah, well, it's funny, because I mean, I studied English in school all my life, but I really didn't speak English. So it was as a young adult that I actually started studying English to prepare for the TOEFL and then the GMAT and come here. So look, I mean, I had good grades in college, so it wasn't very difficult to get accepted in a couple of business schools. I got accepted, and the process was, I mean, coming as an international student, pretty straightforward. It wasn't painful or anything. It was a great process. I have fantastic memories of.
So there's no excuse for people who are international to think that they can't come to the States and come study here.
Absolutely not. I mean, you need to. There's always a way, right, to do things. And in my case, fortunately, I had good grades from college. So it wasn't too difficult to do that.
So ultimately, you land your dream job at Microsoft.
Yes.
How'd you do that?
Absolute persistence, determination, focus, knowing what I wanted, right? And I remember precisely because of many reasons, like I had a background in advertising in Mexico. I had never had a job in the United States, let alone in technology or in one of these, major technology leaders like Microsoft. So many people told me, hey, you should set more realistic expectations, whether you look for other options. I knew I was going to get a job there, and I applied to all the jobs possible there, and I learned every time, right? So fail fast, fail often, fail better, fail closer every time until you succeed. That's it.
So how many applications did you send in?
Without exaggeration, I applied to more than, I don't know the exact number, but it was so many, like more than 300 times, right? And sometimes it surprises me because now people reach out to me and ask me if I can refer them to IBM, right? And they contact me once and they don't follow up, or they, it surprises me. Like people think that just doing it once is like, well, I tried, it didn't work. It didn't work because you tried once.
So you get the job.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about the persistence, but you get the job at Microsoft. What was that like when you got the job the first time and it was your dream job?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I was so grateful and so excited, and everything was incredible to me. And it was absolutely, as they used to say, they're drinking from the fire hose, right? Learning all day. And I was just grateful. I really didn't even care about the money, right? I cared about doing something meaningful, something that was big to me, something that was changing the world.
And what were you doing there?
So they hired me as part of some IBM, some MBA program that they have of like high potential, hiring people with potential, even though they don't have the experience. So
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
So there are, all large companies have programs like that, right? To hire young talent with potential and kind of develop them internally. And so I was a business productivity solution specialist for their largest clients in the Midwest.
Wow.
So I was dealing with some very large strategic deals for Microsoft and doing some MBA-like return on investment studies and things like that for some key clients.
So all of a sudden, you then get let go from Microsoft.
Yeah, there is the crisis of 2008. Large companies were hit a little later, right? So by the end of, at the beginning of 2010, there were many rounds of layoffs. I lose my job. Many things are happening. I was sponsored in the United States by them, right? By Microsoft, who did all the legal work for me. But many things were going on. My mother was divorcing from her second husband, so her situation was not well. My father had gotten sick and had pretty much closed his small, business that he was running. So the financial situation wasn't good in either side of my parents. So I had to support them. And things were not good. It was tough. The economy wasn't good. People were not hiring. And
so you're in America, your visa's up, your back's against the wall, your folks back home are having financial struggles, you're supporting them. How do you deal with that struggle?
Yeah, I was unemployed for 8 months. Plus, I felt terrible because I lost my dream job, right? It was a tough time. But I just doubled down. I focused on finding the opportunity in the challenge to grow, to be better. Actually, I never told my parents that I lost my job, right?
Really?
Yeah, of course. I kept sending money to both of them separately.
Who'd you lean on? Did you have anybody to lean on at that time?
My savings that I had.
No, but who? I mean, I'm talking about just like emotionally.
Myself. Just became stronger. Again, it's opportunity, right?
And what'd you do? What did you do to get yourself through that time?
I just doubled down. I did kickboxing all my life when I was younger back in Mexico, and that was a fantastic discipline for my mind, for my soul, and for my body as well. So I kept the discipline. I kept going to the gym early in the morning. That feeling of waking up, very early in Boston, on a very snowy day, it just makes you feel like you're getting stronger, right? And so I had already finished my MBA, but living in Boston, I found an opportunity actually to go and study a certification in management at Harvard. And so
that's where you met my wife. That's where you met
That's
Julie,
where I
right?
met your wife. Exactly. We were friends there.
Yeah.
And
that's my Harvard name drop right there.
Exactly. Your name drop there.
Yeah. I didn't go there. My wife didn't go there, but you guys took classes there.
Yes. Listen, I met your wife there who became a really good friend of mine.
She's the best.
And she's incredible. And here we are 15 years later.
I wouldn't be here with you right now if it wasn't for her.
And the minute I met you, I really think, you both are amazing. And of course, I became friends with you immediately. And I wanted to say it at the beginning, but your personality, your humility, your sense of humor is really contagious and is incredible.
That's very nice you say. Okay, enough of the ass kissing, and I appreciate it very much. But, Pavel, so you're at Microsoft, you get let go. What's your next job?
Well, my next job was certainly continuing in that path that I had already started, which was becoming a leader in an industry that I found fascinating, which is technology. And
why is that? Why is the industry fascinating to you? Why is the technology industry?
Well, because technology has taken over the world, right? Technology is an evolution of science, and is an incredible way to do things easier and better, to automate processes, to accelerate innovation, to free up time for people to focus on more meaningful activities and work, right? Technology, everything around us is technology. All of this. This building was designed with some software, which is technology. Everything around us, our clothes are designed with technology. So today, every company is a technology company. But the core technology
enabled, at least.
Technology enabled, yes, indeed. But rapidly, all of them are turning into technology companies in one way or another. Right? So what fascinates me about technology is the ability to do things better. Whatever is here today can be done much better thanks to technology. So
okay,
so
you're obsessed with technology, and you're working your way back into the system. How did you get from out of the job to 10 years later? Here you are as the lead global strategy for the cloud division of IBM.
Yeah, well, so determination and focus is very important, right? Don't get distracted. And when you are in need, it's very easy to take the easy choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make and then suddenly get pulled away from your direction by life. And it's very important to stay focused on what you want. So I knew what I wanted, and I just stayed on it, and I used my determination and focus on going and finding another opportunity in other companies, and had the opportunity to then go and work for Oracle Corporation and then Salesforce. And then about 5 years ago, got the opportunity to join IBM, which has been an amazing company to work for, right? It's an institution in the industry, more than 100-year-old company, and a company that has been able to transform itself over and over and over and over again. And what we do today has nothing to do with what IBM was doing 100 years ago.
That's the most amazing part of it.
Yeah, so people ask me sometimes, people is like, so do you sell like computers? So you sell like, no, we're into quantum computing, edge computing, blockchain, multi-cloud, right?
All of that language is not familiar to all of our audience. What do you actually do? So Monday morning, you wake up. What is your job?
Yeah, well, I have done many jobs at IBM, and in my current job, I have multiple jobs, as most people at IBM. But in the current job, what I actually do is multiple things, working with our leadership team and with our offering management team and with our regional sales leadership teams on helping develop the go-to-market strategy, right? So how are we going to do this? We have a set of amazing technologies. How do we get them to our clients? So we need the right messaging. We need the right enablement for our sellers so that they know all what they need to use to compete in the marketplace, right? We need to develop the incentives for the sellers, for the clients, for our business partners, right? So it's developing all of that and then being a voice back from the field to IBM corporate and saying, hey, the field is telling us that when they have client conversations, we're missing this functionality of that or that. So it needs to go back to offering management, right? And say, we need to improve the messaging, the incentives, go to market. We also need to improve the product, right?
I thought my job was challenging. Jeez.
And of course, it's not me. I'm just a piece of a corporation with 400,000 people. There's a lot of people to work with.
Sure.
But yeah, navigating the company internally can take a lot.
And then what are the biggest challenges of the job?
Getting things done, right? It's easy to get in a company where there are so many different parts there. Staying focused on outcomes and getting things done with incomplete information and with very tight timelines and with not ideal conditions, right? So this is very important. To get things done, you don't focus on the ideal outcome. You focus on an outcome that can work.
Got it.
And you go for it.
What are some of the life hacks that you use to climb up the ranks at IBM? Like I know you once told me that you always make yourself, you do something that's uncomfortable every single week, and sometimes you send emails to people that you have maybe no business sending those emails to.
Yeah, so it comes back to the principle of if you're going to fail above your league, right? And again, do it fast, learn from it, and get better, right? And that's what I call purposeful failure is fine, right? When you're doing it with the purpose of getting better at something and getting closer to your target, right? But so about the hacks, and not just in my career, but in personal life, right? There's so many, I have all of these hacks that I call the success habits,
Sure.
right? And it's just little things that I started practicing in my life. And building routines, building habits is extremely important.
Is part of it the resilience? Because I mean, you're just such a tenacious person. Like, is it the resilient factor?
It's a part of it, yes, right? And it's creativity, right? And it is, again, determination, and it is hunger for experiencing life at the fullest, right? I always say every morning, right, in my gratitude meditation, give your best this day to everything and everyone you touch, and take the best from life today, right? That's part of my daily meditation. And that means just be at my best, have a high vibration with everyone, leave everyone better than they were before they interacted with me, right? Always. And take the best from life, right?
So you do a series called the Success Habits for Health, Happiness, and Productivity in Life. How do we stay healthy?
So there are 5 principles, right? Number 1, you need to prioritize your sleep. Everything, right? You need to rest well. You need to have high quality sleep. I do a sleep enhancement.
But I don't have time to sleep, Pavel.
Yeah, well, you don't have time to not sleep, because if you don't sleep, you will be lower focus, productivity. You will be more irritated the next day. You're not at your best. You need to sleep well. You have your beauty sleep, right? And then feel fantastic. Be radiant. Maybe less hours.
You look pretty radiant right now.
Less hours, thank you. Less hours, but higher intensity, right?
Okay, what's the next one?
So sleep well, eat healthy, and I don't need to go into the depths of nutrition, right? Healthy nutrition, right? Eat healthy is very important. Stay hydrated, right? Exercise. You need to do exercise. You owe it to your body. Your body is your temple, is your machine. Is the only real asset that you have, right? To function in life. So you need to invest in it, right? And in spite of the traveling and everything, it's not about looking good. It's about feeling good. It's about having a body that is healthy, right? So sleep well, eat well, exercise, meditate.
Ooh.
And if I may say this, have quality sex.
Okay.
And I'm talking about health. Have a healthy life. Have the whole thing, right?
Okay.
Meaningful,
what does it mean to have
purposeful.
healthy sex?
Just have a healthy sexual
Okay,
life, whatever
enough.
that means to everyone.
Enough.
right?
Okay, that's fair.
Have a healthy sexual life.
Okay,
right?
and how do we stay happy? Is it the same thing?
I think for happiness, I have some other principles. It's sorry if I said something a little
controversial,
but
not at all. Not at all. It's fun.
To stay happy, the first of my principles is be humble, right? Remain humble in life. And when you're humble and you're grateful, two separate things. When you're grateful, for example, you really appreciate everything that's happening. Even when I have a problem, I live in a state of gratitude, right? For who I am, for how life has been good and generous to me. And when I have a problem, say I get a headache, I'm grateful that my only problem is having a headache, right? When I lost my job, I'm grateful that just lost my job, but I'm here to go again and have another shot at life. So as long as you have a shot at life, you should be grateful. So you're going to be happy if you're grateful, if you're humble.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
How do we stay productive?
Focus on your priorities, not on your inbox. All right. Prioritize your goals, not your inbox. Have a focus list of the things that you want to accomplish. Block recurring meetings on your own calendar. All right. I block, for example, my power morning.
And you actually follow it?
Absolutely, yes. And that's not perfect, right? The thing is, it's not perfect, but it is there. And so I follow it, say, to be to keep myself real and honest, 80 to 90%, right, of what I'm trying to accomplish. And of course, life happens. And if there is an opportunity to go out and have a party on Friday night and sleep until 3 or 4 a.m., it's fine. I'm not
sleep until 3 or 4 p.m. You mean?
No, I mean go to bed.
So go to bed at 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah, go to bed. Right, and so that's fine. It's all fine, but have a routine that you follow. Right, the power morning, the workout. Have time. When I was a seller, block time for prospecting on my clients. Right. It's on the calendar.
Time blocking. You're into time blocking.
I'm absolutely. And into batching, for example, batching activities, right? When I have meetings, I try to have those 4 or 5 meetings, in the morning or in the evening, but not one.
Why?
Here,
What
one
happens when you don't do that?
Well, you end up wasting time because it takes time for your brain to kind of focus on some kind of activity, right? And once you get in that kind of motion, then you switch and then you get into email. And once you're getting into that mode, then you switch to get something else. So you need to focus on something, get it done, batch it, right? And then move on to another activity.
Perfect. Okay. It wouldn't be right not to ask you about how the coronavirus might affect your business. I see conferences getting canceled. You travel all over the world. I see Google canceled their conference. I think you guys canceled your conference.
Yes.
How is it affecting your business?
Yeah.
And what's the company saying about it?
So as the short answer is yes, we had to cancel one of our events. I was supposed to be in Singapore right now, giving some talks there, right? For our sellers from Asia, event for 5,000 people. Yes, we canceled that for the time being. So there are implications. In the bigger scheme of things, the business is running, right? It's operating. And again, thanks to technology, right? We can have teleconferences internally and with clients and with business partners. So the business is not stopping, right? Just again, I think it's a good precaution that IBM and all other companies are taking, right? You're not going to risk the health of your employees to go and have a sales meeting, right? So it makes sense to say, let's reduce travel unless it's strictly necessary.
Have you seen any like sales implications from this?
No, as far as IBM, no. Sales continue going in the right direction, fortunately.
Okay,
actually,
that's good.
Yes. And actually, it is officially a global health threat, right? It's a reality, but there shouldn't be panic, right? There have been many more before, and we've been able to deal with them, and we'll deal with this one, right?
Perfect. Okay, let's move on to deals of the week. Pavel, I'm going to give you my deal of the week first, and you remind me of this deal of the week, and it's surround yourself with people who you respect and admire. And you, kind sir, are one of those people. So no matter how positive you are, if you surround yourself with people who are miserable or they can't seem to get themselves out of every perpetual issue they have, it's just bound to affect you. And so I really, truly believe in doing everything possible to surround yourself with people who are hopeful, positive, grateful, and moving things forward in the solution. That's my deal of the week. Pavel, what's your deal of the week?
My deal of the week, I have one of these mottos that I live by and follow, and it's very simple, and it evolved over time, and it's every day, right? Live, love, laugh, learn, lead, and travel around the world. That's my motto, right? That's my deal of the week and every week, right? Every day, make sure you're not just alive, that you're living, that you're stopping to live life and experience the moment, every conversation, everything you do, experience life. Love, give yourself fully in your, not only your personal, your friendships, whatever you do, do it with love, do it with passion, right? And laugh, just have fun. I've never taken myself seriously.
Me either.
Right? Keep being goofy, keep being simple, keep being the child that I used to be, skateboarding in streets of Mexico City. And now I have my skateboard there in the trunk of my car. And I love to go to Venice Beach once in a while and keep being the same person. Some people used to tell me, oh, you need to learn golf if you want to do, be successful in the business world in the United States. I say, no, I don't need to fit in anywhere. I am me, and I am honest, and I'm sincere and authentic, and I do what I like, not what others expect me to do, right? So anyway, have fun. And so on, right? So that's my motto. That's my deal.
I love it. Okay, now we're on to legal tip of the week. Okay, it's legal tip of the week time. It's sponsored by Smith & Benowitz. We do employment, class actions, and personal injury. Call us. My legal tip of the week. There are tons of claims of discrimination, harassment, surprisingly, at big tech companies. They're doing good things. They're doing great things. But just because they're big, they're still run by humans. So we see tons of claims brought to us for pregnancy discrimination, sexual harassment, all sorts of stuff. They're run by humans. People make mistakes. Don't think because you're at a big company that you can't pursue a claim. You got people like us that can do it for you. So just because it's 2020 doesn't mean we're past all of the Me Too era type stuff or any of the other discrimination that used to happen. It's still going on. Call us anytime. So, Pavel, we all know it's scary when you sign up for a subscription, but the trial period requires your credit card.
The only really scary thing is not pursuing what you really want to do in life.
Wouldn't it be great if you never had to submit your actual credit card number, or you could block the merchant from charging you until you've approved it?
Absolutely.
That's how it is. With RockPaper, you create a proxy credit card on demand that's linked to your actual credit card or debit card. The merchant can only charge you when you say so, and you don't have to give up your card number to a third party. That sounds like a no-brainer, doesn't it?
I'll sign up for it.
Agreed. So in fact, we moved all of our subscriptions over, every last one. You name it. We moved it all over to RockPaper. I no longer have to fear credit card and free trials. I could live like a free man. Get RockPaper. Go to rockpaper.com, RockPapr. There's no E in that. Go get it. Join the movement. Pavel, it's been a pleasure having you. Please let the people know where they could find you online and any parting words you have for the LawFlip audience.
Thank you, Benji. Well, online, I'm very active on LinkedIn all the time, right? Pavel Ferreri, not Ferrari, like the car, Ferreri. And so LinkedIn, I have a YouTube channel as well, Pavel Ferreri. So everybody can find me there. And some closing thought, pursue your dreams. Know exactly what you want and go chase it. And don't let anyone define you. You define you.
So what did we learn today? We learned that you could start off being on live TV and end up being a global head of a major tech corporation. We realized that you could live in Mexico and come and crush it in America. There's no barriers too big for people. You can go from anywhere in the world and make it big. You have to live life. You have to have a lot of sex. You have to do all sorts of fun stuff in your life to keep a balanced life, but you have to have that resilience. You have to keep fighting, pursuing your dreams. You have to have that undying ambition and motivation to go for it. And that's what, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to take with you into your week this week. So have a great week. We'll see you next time.
LawFlip, objection, Your Honor. Turn the game upside down. LawFlip, objection, Your Honor. Turn the game upside down.
Okay, so Ariane, they're asking where they could find us. So for LawFlip, it's at LawFlip and LawFlip.com. For Smith & Benowitz, our law firm, which does personal injury, employment, and class actions, you can find us at Smith Benowitz and SmithBenowitz.com. For the personal stuff, like where you're really going to find the juicy stuff, at Benjy Smith and BenjySmith.com, at Wages Guru and LewisBenowitz.com for Lewis. Oh, so LawFlip is produced, directed, and edited by the young legend Ariane Tabibian. Visual effects and compositions by another young legend, Oren Azad. Intro music provided by Pen Practice. Pen Practice, what is it? Premium instrumentals for upcoming artists by the music industry's top producers. For more info, visit penpracticemusic.com. I had so much fun recording the intro song with my man Hilton Deuce Wright. Looking forward to hearing more and more from Pen Practice. So the LawFlip identity, this hot logo that you're looking at, created by Garrett Whiston and Travis Nagel. Special thank you to Shai and Seth from the Horwitz Marketing Agency. A huge thank you to Aaron and Vanessa from Smith & Benowitz for endlessly dealing with all of our podcast bullshit. And lastly, a huge thank you to our beautiful wives, Julie and Lisa, for supporting our vision, and all the love to all of our 4 boys combined. Disclaimer, this podcast is made available by Smith & Benowitz for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is only intended to provide general information and opinions about legal and other concepts, and is not intended to be used as a source of legal advice or relied on for legal advice. By listening to this podcast, you understand that no attorney-client relationship is being formed between you and Smith & Benowitz or any of its attorneys. This podcast should not be used as a substitute for competent legal advice from a licensed professional attorney in your state.